What are some of you all trying to do out here? It's like you're trying to take us back to the days of slavery. What is this? What is this? You know what I think this is? You know what I think this is? This is a consequence of a lot of subconscious programming, and it's now in the genes since it's been going. Well, has been prevalent for so long. You know, some things, if you study genealogy, I believe some forms of behaviours, repetitive behaviours, even negative, form part of the genealogy. So let's say, for example, fear. Okay? Now, fear has been passed down. Fear's been passed down through generations upon generations upon generations of folk like you all. Okay? Now, the action, as we're seeing here, video 1, this brother, I hope it's AI, I hope it is, I hope it's AI. But from what I can see there, his brother's in the form of a chair, sorry, in the form of a table. And he's putting the tabletop, where 2 Caucasian people are eating. That's a madness. And then you have some enslaved Shamika Jones, quote, woofing like a dog. Make it make sense. You see, this is the issue, okay? Action is being on all fours with a tabletop on your back, woofing like a dog. I was going to use another video of this racist guy goes around calling black folk the N-word, and there's another guy laughing and joking and picking him up for it. Okay? All 3 of these actions, yeah, these are the actions. But the thought process comes before. After all, the thought comes before the action. So this is what I think. If we be honest with ourselves, people like that, if you be honest with yourselves, you don't want to come off the plantation. You don't want it. You like the attention from your superior beings. You like the fact they look down on you. You like the fact they give you attention. That's all it is. That's all it is. It's nothing complex. It's nothing hard. That's why you can't break away. You know? You can't go solo. You can't do it. You know? You're stuck. You know? Because you haven't truly been free or freed yourself from the shackles of mental slavery. Now, that's been said before, okay? And I'm going to take it deeper, because I don't actually know people who come online, who talk the talk, but they don't walk the walk, you know? Okay? Not just so much online, but in real life as well. Yeah? Yes, they know the words, they know what to say, they've got the actions. But deep down, they can talk about black culture, talk about the pyramids, Egyptology, Kemet, Ankh, talk about Savasop and all these things, yeah? Spiritualism and blah, 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 blah. All that. But if we actually said, you know what, okay, right, now's the time, yeah? And there's some barren land somewhere, you know. It's barren land, the capital's there, you know, let's just say in a fictitious world, yeah? That, you know, that in a dream world, like the big meeting, the Caucasian power brokers, the prominent black leaders, Afrocentricists, things like that, come to agreement, right? Separate land, we're going to give you, you know, we're going to give you a separate land, we're going to have a GDP of a top 10 country, we're going to, you know, you're going to have a leader who's prominent, who works in your best interests, you're going to have a mixed economy, I guess, you know, whatever you want to choose, yeah. It's all going to be dandy and fine, and it's going to be a dream state, right? I bet you, what's the black population in the world? Let me take a wild stab. Let's say there's a billion of you, right? I predict only like as a percentage, well, no, very few of you will come on board. I'm talking an ideal state, yeah, where there's a high cost of living, you're set free, you got your house, and you know, you know what I want to do? Honestly, you got your house, yeah, and let's say, there's some kind of psychometric test where to get on this island, you got to be decent folk, yeah. Well, that in itself kind of blows the argument because, I mean, I feel the niggas now. So you chose that as your culture over here. So I mean no, let's work with that. I'll make that I'll make that twofold a twofold argument, yeah, a twofold point of view. Those that pass the test and those that are truly inclined to be the ones that jump ship and go to the chosen motherland. Let's call it Obama land, for example, argument's sake, yeah. It's like a heaven, yeah. It's like a black heaven, like a black Mecca, yeah. Those who pass the test will probably go, and those who failed will probably fail anyway because they're self-destructive in the fact. They'll be the ones who made this demonic hell of what we got now. So yeah, that makes sense. But no, I digress. If we had to have that supersonic state, and a few black folk will say, yeah, I'm down for that. Yeah. So let's imagine now, let's say 500,000 out of a billion of you, that's a big figure, go to this black state and it flourishes, it's all doing well, and it's like Mecca. Yeah, this is wonderful and it's a dream place, yeah. I doubt if few of you'll go over there and try your luck. And B, even if you did, the ones who do will bring the negativity anyway, and end up being like it is here, or like in Chicago, or like Jamaica or something like that. They'll bring it down. Because a self-destructive nature is a self-destructive nature. Let's not forget, yeah, knowledge is king. And it wasn't so long ago you had, the black you had previously in the 90s a kind of black power movement. Well, not a black power movement as such, but a black pride movement. That's better. We had the Chuck D's, and hip hop had neurological messages plied in it of positivity. You had Chuck D, you had Heavy D, you had Big Daddy Kane. So this is one of my previous videos that I've yet to put out in here. Okay, a little while ago, only a few years ago, you had the BLM movement. Okay, but since then we've had a spate of killings regarding black folk by Caucasians. And I don't see you marching. I don't see you railing up. There's been incidents of police brutality. I haven't seen you all doing what you did when George Floyd sadly passed. So, and this is the issue, yeah. This is the problem, yeah. Ask yourself this before I depart, because it's gone on a bit here. Is this a fad or is this a culture? Because the way it's going now, it seems like it's a fad to me. Same with your culture. Back in the day when it's all pro-black wearing your African medallions, he was like, yeah. But if that's the case, then how many of you have gone back on that? But have a conversation. Likewise, the Black Lives Matter movement. When things are going on, where are you? I don't even hear a peep from you. That girl, Ashley Janae. I hear you online making a bit of noise, but with all the marching and all the protesting and all the rioting and things like that. Or is George Floyd life worth more than hers? Was it because it was hands of a policeman? If that's the case, then there's been examples since. But hey, the point I'm making is, looking at these videos I posted, the first two videos. Really and truly, if we be honest with ourselves, you don't want to be free. You like being under masses' watch. You like it on the plantation. Like I said, if I gave you a utopia tomorrow, still wouldn't take it. Because you and I know your homes of mass are later.